Thank you very much. Thank you so much. A nice crowd. Thanks for coming out and joining us. Kenneth Cole is an awesome brand, and I've got to say, when Kenneth Cole asked me to do this event, I said I would be so honored I would do it for free. And it turns out they had the exact same idea. So it's so awesome when you're on the same page like that. It just makes things so much easier. But actually, they did say that if I did this event, I could pick out any Kenneth Cole outfit that I wanted, and I agreed because I am a whore. I picked this. How do you think? What do you think? Is that nice? These are the pointiest fucking shoes in the universe, I've got to say. But they're great. They're awesome. They're awesome. You can just kick the shit out of somebody with these shoes. That's awareness for you. But it's great to be here. We've got a great panel tonight. We're going to be talking about politics. And I got to say, I'm a little bit torn because we were supposed to talk about the news, but I found the news so depressing lately that I really stopped watching the news. Now I just watch Fox News. Because you hear about like the chaos and the explosions in Iraq and all that. You switch over to Fox, it is going a whole lot better over there. It really is. I mean, the way they talk about Iraq on Fox, you would want to move there. You would. You'd be like, fuck Tribeca, Getting a place in Baghdad, Shopping is great, schools, awesome Kenneth Cole boutique. It's just a fantastic place. The only thing is, like, if you're not used to watching Fox, you have to get used to the language they use there because it's a whole different language than they use on CNN. Like on CNN, they'll say Iraqi insurgents. And on Fox, they'll say Sunni terrorists. And on CNN, they'll say the economy is bad. And on Fox, the term they use is good. So you just have to roll with it. I think it's so cute the way Fox will sometimes pretend that it's like a real news channel and not a right-wing propaganda organ. Like sometimes they'll do the weather. That's adorable. That's just adorable when they do that. I love Fox. I like the whole Rupert Murdoch family of news products. I guess we have a bunch of New Yorkers here. Do we have any New York Post readers in the audience? Any Post readers? I think the New York Post is like the paper of record in our country. I do. I think like the headlines alone are sort of like haiku. They're so beautiful, so elegant. I'll give you an example. 3 of my favorite New York Post headlines. One, right after we invaded Afghanistan and we were dropping bombs on Kabul. Does anyone remember what that Post headline was that morning? That was Kabul's-eye. Yes, that's right. That's right. Clever and tasteful, a rare combination. So great. Then just a few months ago, they had a great story, sort of a human interest story on the cover of the Post. It was about the first Hasidic member of the New York police force. That headline was NYPD Jew. Yeah, that was another great one. But I think my all-time favorite New York Post headline was right before the last US presidential election. I don't know if you remember that Osama bin Laden came out with a video where he basically said he was an undecided voter. He thought both guys sucked. And the New York Post did a poll that showed that the American people weren't going to be swayed by Osama bin Laden's opinion. I know, a shocker. I know that they revealed that. So that morning after that tape came out, their headline was, "Bin loser." Real mature, right? Yeah. Bin loser. Now, what I love about that headline is you don't usually think about this this way, but in addition to being a terrorist, Osama bin Laden is a boss, right? I mean, he's got other terrorists working for him. And some of these guys are probably pissed off at him because maybe he's been snippy to them in a meeting or something like that. So you know that the whole morning that Post headline came out, they were all behind his back going, "Bin loser," They probably had it up by the coffee machine in the Al-Qaeda lunchroom, So anyway, well, we will talk a little bit about politics today because that's the point of this panel. And I guess we're at a real key point now because we're entering the general election, and we now have our 2 candidates. We have Barack Obama. Do we have any Barack Obama supporters in the audience tonight? I am shocked that New Yorker readers support Barack Obama. That is really a shocking piece of news. No, I think it's obviously a very, very historic moment. He is considered a very inspirational man, full of hope. I actually kind of don't always see it that way, because like I remember when he was like clinching the nomination and he gave this big speech, and here's what he said. This is an exact quote. He said that he met a man in Indiana who lost his job, and he met a college student in Iowa who lost her job and her health insurance, and he met a woman in Pennsylvania who lost her job, her health insurance, and her home. And I'm like, dude, you spread bad luck wherever you go. I mean, all those states you visited, you didn't meet one guy who got like a new flat screen or something? I mean, come on. But I think he's good. I think he's a cool guy. And then we have John McCain. Now, before I say anything about John McCain, let me just say this. John McCain is a true American hero, and I honor his service to our country. But what an asshole. I had some support for that. John McCain, first of all, I just think if he is our president, we will no longer be afraid of terrorism because we will be too busy being fucking afraid of John McCain. He has maybe the creepiest voice of any presidential candidate. His voice, he sounds like he is a serial killer on the phone in like a bad horror movie. He's always like, my friends. He's always, my friends. I actually saw him say this the other day. He was doing one of his big speeches and he said, my friends, if I am your president, I will follow Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell. And I'm like, what, you gonna map quest that? I mean, how's that?